the family in the hotel at the car. Okay, so what opens with the family in getting ready to get into the car to go to the funeral of Daddy Jack? And what closes with the family in the car getting ready to go to a concert. We're going to another concert. If you guessed This Is Us, last night's episode, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video to see how we get from opening to closing. I am Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. We're working on 1,000. I already said thank you, but thank you. Welcome back. We're working on 1,000. If you are not a subscriber, we're working on 1,000. Go ahead and subscribe. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being one of my charter 1,000 first subscribers. Woo, woo. We're working on 1,000. We're working on 1,000. We're working on 1,000. Yes. So this is last night's episode of This Is Us. Let us proceed with the proceedation of the proceedings. So we see Mama Becca in the car, and she is blowing the horn at the hotel. Hey, welcome on. Go ahead and like it if you don't mind. She's blowing the hotel at the hotel, and Rebecca's face and jaws look kind of tight. She finds an envelope, and I'm like, it's tickets to what? And then she blows the horn again. We see the 10-year-old triplets, so we're flashing back, and we see Mama and Daddy at the car at the dealership with the triplets. And the salesman comes out, and he's like, I got bright and shiny for ya. And Rebecca is like, we need reliable and safe. You see those 3 kids over there? They are expensive. We don't need an expensive car. And then Jack is like, you know, there's a couple moments, but whatever. He like, let me go talk to the salesman. And Rebecca like, hold on, wait. And he like, I'll be right back. So then we see the teen triplets coming out of the hotel, the motel is not a Holiday Inn. It's a motel, dressed in black. And one of the kids is like, the service doesn't start until 2. And then Mama Rebecca is like, I want to go now. God doggone it. It's my husband's funeral. I want to go now. Get in this car. Poor family. I didn't cry, but it was. Okay, so then we see Jack got the Wagoneer. He comes out. He's like, I got the Wagoneer. So it's a flashback to Daddy Jack with the triplets at the car dealership buying the car. The whole show kind of focuses on the car. This whole episode, if you didn't realize it, it's going to more or less focus on the car. And so he got the bright and shining Wagoneer, the expensive car. And he's like, it's just a little bit more than we wanted to spend. But the kids are happy that Daddy Jack got the Wagoneer. Yay! They're so excited. They're happy. Okay, so then we see the Pearson family going to a concert. This is when they were, you know, Mama and Daddy and the 3 children. And they're about 10 years old. And they're going over the bridge. And this is a bridge apparently where Rebecca don't like to go over this bridge. So she closes her eyes. Okay. The kids are like, why do you always get upset? You know, they like, what's going on with this bridge? You know, so she closes her eyes. They go over the bridge. If you're in, welcome into the room, please go ahead and like the video. They're going over the bridge, and she's stressed out. And then Daddy Jack is like, oh my gosh, you know, there's what? She's like, what? Hey, Angela, I love your video. Strange Black Media. Hi, welcome in. Thank you. So they're like, there's construction on the bridge, and Mama Rebecca is like, oh my gosh, and they have to stop because they can't go backward, they can't go forward, they just gotta wait. She thought she was gonna close her eyes, be over the bridge, lickety split, but now she gotta sit here. So the children try to make it better. Randall is telling her facts about, well, do you know what the what fear of bridges is called? It's called something phobia. I remembered all the phobias. I memorized them all. What you doing memorizing phobias, little boy? He just into what he into at the moment. And then they start a Weird Al Yankovic song because that's the concert that they're going to. I think Kev starts it and all of the children join in. And then it's kind of like la 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 bamba la 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 lasagna. It's cute. It was cute. You know, y'all know singing ain't my strength, even though I like to pretend that it is. And then these things help and relax and soothe and distract Mama Rebecca, who's stressed to be stopping on the bridge and she wants to run over. Okay, so they go over the bridge. Okay, so then we see them in transit to the funeral. This is back to modern day. And one of the kids is like, why do we have to be in a rush? And Rebecca's like, we have to be there before the urn gets there. And then one of the children is like, why? And Rebecca is like, because we do. Because I said so. And then we see Kevin can't tie his tie. He's in the car and he's kind of frustrated. And we see a flash of Daddy Jack when they were at the mall and they were supposed to be getting batteries, among other things, for the smoke detectors. We see Daddy Jack tying a tie for Kevin, and winking at him or whatever. And Kevin is like, he does not want Randall's tying help, because Randall's like, oh, I can tell you how to tie a tie. Randall could probably tell you anything. And Kevin is like, I just won't wear a tie. And then Randall was like, you are not wearing a tie to Dad's funeral? And Kevin is like, he wouldn't care, and he probably wouldn't. And then we're trying to figure out, this is a flashback. We're trying to figure out, does Rebecca have a brain tumor? She's been having some dizziness. She's been having some issues. We see Jack and Rebecca leaving the doctor. Hubby Jack is like, you are okay. It's just tests. It's okay. He's soothing her. Rebecca is like, I don't want to go home. I've been so dizzy. I'm so stressed. I got cancer. Oh, Lord. Jack is like, I want to take you somewhere. I know where to go. Then they go to like a park-like area, and he's like, this is my favorite tree. And Rebecca's like, I didn't know you had a favorite tree. And then she's like, I'm sorry I'm being such a baby about all of this. And Jack is like, don't worry, today is the day that my beautiful, perfect wife finds out that she's totally healthy. And then Rebecca is like, how are you always so sure about things? And that's another theme during this episode. His psychicness, his sureness, his vision. How are you always so sure about things? And then Jack is like, the snow would stop. Life couldn't, if you died, I'm sure about this. If you died, the snow would stop. I mean, life couldn't go on without you. And then Rebecca is like, why is this your favorite tree? And then Jack is like, because it's where we find out that you are okay. And then it's beep, beep, beep. His beeper is beeping. Some of y'all don't remember beepers. You remember beepers? His beeper is beeping. And they they call, and Rebecca calls and finds out that it's just an ear thing. They got the results. And Rebecca's like, how did you choose this tree to be your favorite tree? And Jack is like, I just chose the one closest to the payphone. But I meant what I said before. You're going to live forever. I guess to some people, a woman, how old is the mama supposed to be? 60. I don't watch the show. I just want to stop by and show some love. Thank you. I don't comment much, but I'm always liking and watching. Thank you. I just started commenting. I don't know if I'm shy, but I'm like not really. I'm not shy, but I just say something if I have something to say. But anyway, but thank you. This show is excellent. If you haven't watched it, I would try to get it on demand and start with season 1. That's all I'm going to say about it. Don't ever put me, he said, you are going to live forever. And that means that I'm going to go first. And when I go, don't put me in the ground. Leave me outside. And then Rebecca is like, could we stop all this talk now? She don't want to talk about death and dying and stuff. Okay, so then we see them, they get to the burial ground. And a guy is like, the service doesn't start for another hour. And Rebecca's like, I wanted to be here when he arrived. And I'm kind of like confused when the service starts. I'm like, well, what kind of service is this? And then I'm like, I've never been to a funeral like this. And I'm like, is this something, do white people have funerals like this? Because I realized when I was watching it, I do see these kind of funerals like in movies and stuff. But white people don't go to the church. I mean, I feel like I've even been to a white person's funeral in the church or in a funeral home. I don't understand this. Maybe that's a East Coast thing. Did I go to any funerals on the East Coast? Where are they at? But anyway, I was like, what kind of funeral is this? So Rebecca gets the urn and remains after the service. Then we see Jack giving Randall his first driving lesson. Randall is learning to drive. I guess all the children are at that age. And Kevin is in the back seat, and the boys start arguing. Oh, you can't drive. You so tense. Oh, just relax. This is my first time driving. I'm doing a good job. Whatever. They're arguing back and forth. And meanwhile, Randall almost has an accident. He can't even drive. He don't need to be distracted. And Randall is like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't see it. And Daddy Jack is like, get out. And Randall, get out. You are walking home. I thought he was just putting Randall out, but he put both of them out. The boys are like, it's 5 miles. And Jack is like, get out. And then Kevin and Randall, we see them arriving home after their 5-mile walk, which is, about an hour and a half. It probably took them. And we see them getting home after their walk. And they're like, we're sorry, it won't happen again. And Daddy Jack is like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. My brother and I were inseparable at your age. And Randall is like, you never talk about, your growing up in your family. And Jack is like, well, what is there to talk about? My dad was a drunk. My mother was depressed. Nicky was my best friend. That's his brother. We went to war. He died. We had to have each other's backs. You two have to fix this thing that's broken between you. Me and your mother won't be here forever. And it'll be just you two and your sister. You're going to have to fix this or whatever. Okay, so then we're at the funeral reception. Like there's, I guess, the repast, And we see Randall shaking hands and Kevin is watching and he comes up. I thought Kevin was like, oh, he's shaking hands and being, mature about it. Let me go shake hands and be mature too. Kev come up. He like, is that Daddy's watch you got on? You have on my father's watch? Who gave you my father's watch? And it like becomes, and Randall was like, Mom gave it to me. And Kev is like, I'm tired of you acting like you're the man of the house. A real man would not have let Dad go back in the house. And we're all like, oh, he didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's bad when somebody dies and guilt and all of that kind of stuff. I'm like, that's not nice to say. But I mean, I guess that's how he felt. So I guess he said it. Then we go back in time. We see Daddy Jack driving. Is he going to work? I think she's doing something. It's like during the work day. And he sees Kate on a bench. And Kate is like, Dad, I know it looks bad, but and Jack is like, yeah, it's 10 a.m. on a Thursday. And Kate is like, Atlantis Morissette is signing records at the da-da-da-da. And she's my favorite artist and no one good ever comes to Pittsburgh. Blah, 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 blah. And Jack is like, get in the car. And then, see, he told the boys to get out the car. But his girl, he like, get in this car. Get in the car. And then Kate is like, are you taking me back to school? And Jack is like, I'm taking you to Jack's Records, where Atlantis Morissette is. So who is this Atlanta who trumps a good education? And then, she puts on the music and he's like, I don't understand. And she won Grammy Awards. And then they talk music and using songs to tell stories and blah, blah, blah. Kate is kind of getting into her music thing. And then Dad is like, she tells Dad, her father, Kate tells her father, I've been writing my own stuff, just for fun. It's not, anything serious. And Jack is like, I think you should give music serious thought as a path for you. And Kate is like, I read that only 22% of people make it in the music business. And Jack is like, well, 100% of those who don't try don't make it. You are Kate Pearson. You get what you set your heart on. Katie, girl. Okay. So then, triplets and mom. Oh, the triplets and mom. I'm like, triplets? Okay, so we see the triplets and the mom, the family on this couch. I'm not really clear where they are. At first, I thought that this was in Miguel's house where they were sleeping, but it might be in the hotel. But it's like they're all sleeping together in one bed. So we see Kate is awake. The dog comes up to her, but I think she's kind of like, we don't see her hug the dog or embrace the dog. And the dog probably been watching her, all, since Daddy passed away, and he probably snuck up on her while she was sleeping or thought she was asleep. And then the next thing we know, we see Rebecca finding Kate in the other room, and Rebecca is like, how are you? And yay, 2 likes and 2 people in the room, I guess. Or I can't, my system is jacked up. I can't tell who's in here, but welcome. We're probably a little more than halfway through. And Rebecca is like, how are you doing? And Kate is like, hello, Rowdy Chica. Rowdy Chica. Okay, so I don't understand. Rebecca's like, how are you, Kate? And Kate is like, I don't understand how he died. And Rebecca's like, he went into cardiac arrest because he inhaled too much smoke. And Kate is like, because he went back in for me and that dog. And Rebecca is like, well, I don't know. And Kate is like, yes, you know. Yes, you do know. Yes, you do know. Okay, so that's that. So, we see that Kate has an issue about, everybody gonna have an issue with the man dying, but okay, so then we see the triplet delivery doctor, the doctor who delivered the triplets, one of whom died, is at the funeral with Ann, his wife, and Rebecca finds out, I don't know if he's at the funeral, I don't know where they are, but Rebecca finds out that Jack used to come to the hospital for parenting advice. She didn't know that. And the doctor has a cane and he's like, I hate this. She makes me use it. His wife Ann had gone away. She says it's because she loves me. So what are you doing out here? And Kate is like, I wasn't there when he died. And I've been kind of following his urn around all day because I want to make it up to him. He was fearless and I just can't do this. And then the doctor is like, well, I don't want to presume to know more about your husband than you. But the man that I knew, he had a lot of fears. He had a lot of fears. And fears about his wife and his children and keeping you all happy and healthy and safe. And he did a good job. Oh my gosh, here come the tears. And so will you. You're tough as they come. And she's like, not without him. And the doctor is like, you can do it. And I'm too old and too smart to buy that you can't do it. You can. And then, he holds her, Oh, and we find out that the show is coming back February 27th. So I guess we got a few weeks. Oh, after the Olympics start Friday. Okay, so February 27th. When I heard February 27th, I'm like, oh, that's like months away. Duh. Okay, so then we see the family in the car with Jack. They're teens. They're talking Super Bowl. Nobody make plans for next Saturday. The daddy says this is right before he made his transition. And the kids or somebody's like, why? And he's like, because Daddy Jack is like, because I have a surprise for you all, for all of you. And then we see Rebecca coming into the funeral reception. And she's like, okay, Kevin, let's go. And they like, we not gonna stay. Randall, come on, let's go. Where's Kate? And they like, she outside. She just like leave the reception. I don't, she ain't say bye to nobody. She ain't hug. She like, we outie, we gone, let's go. So they gather everybody up. And then they go to the tree. And Rebecca's like, do you guys remember the story of the first time your dad brought me here? And one of the teens is like, yeah, during your cancer scare. Because I guess they done told the story a whole bunch of times. And Rebecca is like, when we first got married, I was not sure if I wanted to have kids. But your dad knew. He was the worst at movies. As soon as the movie started, he'd figure it out. He was always right. Like, he could see things before they happen. He saw the three of you before. Neither of you have, and then she says to the boys, neither of you have to be the men of the house, the man of the house. You're 17. Be 17. And Kate, I know you're going to blame yourself for your father's going back in the house to get your dog, but it's not your fault. He was a grown man, and he was a grown budded man. She ain't make him go back in. He was a grown man who made a choice. And I will spend the rest of my life making sure that you know it if I have to. Like, it's not your fault. And then they sprinkle the dad's ashes, around the lake and the water or whatever. And Kate is like, Mom, is it possible that we don't do all of it? And Mom is like, okay. And then Mom is like, Mama Rebecca is like, guys, he got us tickets to the Bruce Springsteen concert tonight. What do you think? Should we go? And then the kids or somebody is like, we should go. And then Kate is like, not Kate, but Rebecca. Mama Rebecca is like, okay, give me a minute. I'll meet you back at the car. And then to Jack, she says, we're going to be okay. I promise you we'll be okay. And they are okay, but it's so, it must be something about the review, or I don't know. Okay, so then we flash back to Jack with the car salesman. And he's explaining to the car salesman why the bright, shiny Wagoneer is the Pearson car. And he says that car will tell eventually my family story, just by looking at it. And I can't afford that car, which is why I need your help. Okay is my word. I want my kids to be okay. I want my family. I want my family to be okay. Will you help me to take care of my family? Because I see it clearly. I see my family okay in that car. And then we see the family today after his funeral on the way to the concert. And that's the end of the episode. I don't know. I was trying to figure out why I was crying. I guess just, his love is beautiful. It's a beautiful show. It's some great writing and some great acting, and I still got 2 more videos to do. I'll be y'all can't see my eyes anyway through this purple and stuff on my glasses, but did you cry during the episode? I didn't cry during the episode, but now I'm crying. I'm crying. We're working. So that's what I got. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for all that you do. Today is the best day ever, and thank you for being you. So, without further ado, you know what you got to do. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Be you. Be fabulous.